Thanks for staying with us. Lagos consumes an average of 100 million tubers of yams per annum, with a variation of 4.5 million households eating 5 tubers of yam per month, which amounts to about 270 million tubers of yam at the cost of 1,500 naira to 2,000 naira. Now join us on the show to tell us more about how we can enhance this farming sector is the MD CEO of Flacoop and Asseetrise. That's the MD, that's Mr. Oluwadurotimi Ojamumoyi. Welcome to the show.
Morning.
Good to have you on the show again.
Morning. Good morning.
So, Eco Yams project is what you run on the Flacoop. Tell us about the Eco Farm project.
Thank you so much. So I joined the conversation from your analysis about agriculture and the problems we're currently having. And if we don't begin to innovate indigenous solution, we will end up having more inflation and more food insecurity. So one thing we've done in Lagos State is to analyze the Lagos market. Lagos, with almost 25 million people, given an average of 4.5 million households, that's over 270 million tubers of yam, and that's over 270 billion worth of value to 540 billion. But yet, we don't produce anything in Lagos State. I think some times ago when Qatar and the Qatari government was saying that they were in trouble when every other person in the world decided to shut their economy against them. And it's today we ask ourselves in Lagos, if every other state decides to shut down, Lagos is in trouble because we can't feed ourselves. So the Eco Yams project is an indigenous way to solve a food problem in Lagos. We identify areas where we have arable land, and then we decided to cultivate. And we started this last year. We experimented with 10,000 tubers, and it was successful. So we wrote to the Ministry of Agriculture that we can do this in Lagos. And they said, go and prove yourself. So we approached IITA, and we partnered with them. And last month, we've delivered 1 million tubers plus of yam in Lagos State.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah.
Well done. Congratulations. Go ahead.
Thank you so much.
What opportunities have this created for the state?
Okay, so permit me to dive a little bit into the economics. Sometimes we talk about inflation. Inflation is imported in the state and even in Nigeria. So imported, yes, because if you're going to bring tubers of yam from over 1,000 kilometers with trailers, you are paying for the cost of logistics as inflation. If we're going to bring food from abroad, we are paying for the cost of logistics as inflation. So the opportunity for the state is, one, the citizens can afford basic food if we begin to create our food ourselves. Number two, doing this alone, we have 65 plus staff who are working on the farm. Employment for youth, employment for people. Then food insecurity can definitely be curbed. So numerous opportunities for the state, GDP improvement for the state, and every other thing that we can think about.
Yeah. Wow. So you talked about 1 million tuber of yams. So I'm thinking that is huge, but still there's room for growth. So what would you say are your plans to, for sustainability and bigger yields?
Thank you so much. So on Tuesday, last week we were at the State House of Assembly, and we were telling them about our plans to expand this. And one of the things we know in Lagos is a shortage of land. Yes. And we want to sell all the lands, build houses everywhere, and have no food. So the state must begin to think of appropriating land for agriculture, yes, and not just for housing alone. Developed nations in the world really go up skyscrapers because they need to maximize their land value. So there must be intentional practice to maximize land value. Then for us, we are looking at 5 million tubers for next year. Land is also the problem, and also the community where we find ourselves, also regulated and powered by the state, which is a cooperative. We engage more of our members to see this as an opportunity to solve their financial problem. If you have a piece of land that is arable, plant yam on it. On a plot of land, you can plant an average of 600 tubers.
Wow.
And if a tuber of yam is selling for 2,000 plus in the market, that means you can earn over 600,000 from your plot of land. Rather than complaining about what the government is doing or what the government is not doing, we can create our solutions by ourselves. So our plan for improvement is to engage more stakeholders to improve the value and cultivation.
So I feel I'm just here blushing, and I don't know what question I'm going to ask because I have a relationship with Mr. Rotimi. We partnered, and that's about sustainability because they supported us in planting we planted 36,000.
Yeah.
So I have 36,000 tubers that we are harvesting. They said I should still wait small before we harvest, but we've harvested like a few. I sent him the picture. He said good. So there's opportunity in this space. So how structured is this organization that you're running, and how do you intend to continue funding the project? Because funding was why we only did 36. We would have done more,
Okay, so structure, the cooperative, like I said, is managed by the state, and I want to talk about regulation. Most times in Nigeria, we take regulation as about, stifling and just putting people in a tight corner. Can our regulators support us to create? If a solution is working, let's look at it. How can we expand the value of it? And for the cooperative end, Lagos State has been doing fantastic. A lot of cooperative in Lagos doing well. And the director of cooperative has also given us a very good listening ear. And because of the agri-tech failures and people duping people, everybody's careful. So when regulators have to come in and say, okay, how are you doing this thing? Let us know so that people don't get to have the bad effect because you are not well regulated. So regulation is a key thing. Then number two, stakeholders engagement. We try as much as possible to engage a proper education on everybody that is coming up onto the program. So for her, we told her about the possibilities, and also I'm not a key yam farmer. My skills are limited, and that's why we signed up with IITA, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, so that this doesn't fail. And if we continue with this engagement and regulation, then the value can be increased more and more.
So lots of young people are listening to you right now. They're thinking, okay, how do I get involved? What can I do? What's your message to them? Because a lot of them would like to do something else outside the usual. And farming seems like a good idea, but it seems kind of dirty and, time consuming. What would you say to them?
Thank you so much. So to our fellow youthful Nigerian, Japa is the syndrome, but I can tell you that with less investment in this country, you can be wealthy. The population of Nigeria is a good volume for us to create wealth. So I'll give you an example. 1 million tubers, we are selling yam at affordable price of 1,000 per tuber. And even the abokis cannot compete with us. They come to buy from us because when they bring their yam, it's more expensive. And so we're talking about ₦1 billion generated from just yam. So if you can do a plot, 2 plots, you can create more money. So for our youths, look at agriculture not being dirty, but as a way to create more value. And you earn more money. And also, I want to say that if our government can give us more accolade. So we were at the State House of Assembly, like I said. We deliver 40 packs of these tubers in boxes. And we're saying now, rice is expensive. A lot of companies who are giving out rice for incentive, they won't do that. So can we give a box of yams that is 10,000 naira?
Just give me an idea.
And we do that. And a lot of persons are ordering from us to, and as of last week, we have to shut down the portal for ordering because we have oversubscribed more than the volume that we have. So that's to tell you that there are opportunities in Nigeria for our youths.
Sure.
We can be creative and solve our problem indigenously and then export yam.
Just say it again.
We can be creative, indigenous, and export our solution to anywhere in the world.
Thank you very much.
That's why I'm in love with you, right?
Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you and wishing you all the best and hopefully good business.
Thank you so much.
All right, let's go on a quick break now. We'll come back and with our hot topic of the day. Stay with us. We'll be right back.